So the next time you find yourself sitting for extended time periods, take a quick walk, set a timer, give your body and brain the boost they deserve. That's how to battle sitting. Are you one of the millions of people who sit for over 8 hours a day? Well, the next time you sit down to relax, think again. It might not be as harmless as you think. Hi, I'm Dr. B. I'm a medical doctor and I like to make educational videos on topics I find fascinating. Today I'm going to discuss, is sitting the new smoking? I'm going to dive into the latest research, uncover the truth about the effects of extended sitting on our health, and look at it in comparison to smoking. But before you get up and take a walk, stick around till the end. Watch the video to discover the latest findings from a high-quality study out of Colombia that will easily help you counteract the bad effects from sitting. First, let's tackle whether sitting is the new smoking. Smoking is linked to a huge number of serious health problems. These include heart disease, stroke, cancer, and respiratory disease like emphysema. And in fact, when you go to the grocery store and you see somebody with an oxygen canister either pulling it or on a fanny pack and a tube that goes into their nose, they were likely smokers, and that is oftentimes emphysema. In addition, the harmful chemicals in tobacco smoke damage blood vessels, and this increases the risk of heart disease, kidney disease, and causes strokes. And smoking increases the risk of almost every single kind of cancer. And smoking is responsible for about 90% of all lung cancer. The World Health Organization estimates that smoking is responsible for about 6 million deaths each year. That's in the same range as what COVID deaths were across the entire world. Now, the more you smoke, that is the higher number of cigarettes, and the more years you smoke, the more bad effects on your body that occur from smoking. And it's estimated that worldwide 1 billion people will die from smoking in the 21st century. That's billion with a B. So are 1 billion people going to die from sitting at their desks, binging on Netflix and watching TikTok? Probably not. And in fact, when you look at statistical evidence, if you look at people who are heavy smokers versus non-smokers, there's about 2,000 extra or excess deaths for heavy smoking for every 100,000 people. Now this compares to about 190 excess deaths for every 100,000 people for people who sit a lot compared to those who don't sit very much. So being an extended sitter is a risk, but it's about 9.5% or 1/10 the risk of being a heavy smoker. And another way to look at this is heavy smokers are 4 to 4.5 times more likely to die than non-smokers. This compares with heavy sitters who are about 1.2 times more likely to die than those who don't sit very much. So sitting itself is not as inherently harmful as smoking, but it's not without its risks. And a big study looked at 800,000 people. Prolonged sitting was linked to insulin resistance and poor sugar management. This can cause type 2 diabetes and obesity. These are two major risks for heart disease. In addition, sitting for extended periods of time can increase the blood pressure, slow down your blood flow, and with sitting, your body's ability to process fats is slow. So when you sit, there is a special enzyme known as lipoprotein lipase. This is used for breaking down your body fats. This enzyme drops by about 90% in somebody who's sitting for long time periods. This allows fatty acids to build up in the blood vessels where they can deposit, and your body doesn't break down fat. So that fat becomes stored in all the cells and again causes people to be overweight and increase in obesity. Elevated blood pressure, central obesity, which is where fat is deposited kind of around your belt in the middle, and these high fat levels or high cholesterol levels cause something called metabolic syndrome in people who have extended sitting. This metabolic syndrome causes a 140% increase in heart and blood vessel disease, especially heart attacks and stroke. And that's not all. Sitting for extended time periods also, kind of like smoking, is linked to increase in cancer rates, especially female cancers like endometrial cancer, which is in the uterus, as well as colon and lung cancer. Similar to smoking, the more you sit, the worse these changes are. There is a definite dose response curve for sitting as well. So how prevalent is sitting? Well, For example, the average American watches 3 or more hours of television every day and is active for less than 20 minutes. And over a quarter of American adults sit for more than 8 hours every day. And close to half of those people get little to no exercise. So although sitting isn't as bad as smoking for death rates, it's still a massive problem in the United States and worldwide. So what can we do to counteract the negative effects of sitting? Because many of us don't have any choice. It's what we do for a job. We sit at a desk, work at a computer. There's hope. A past often quoted study found that it required 60 to 75 minutes of exercise per day to oppose the effects of sitting. Well, that's just not possible for many of us. However, there's a new, very high quality randomized control study out of Columbia University recently published that explored an easier approach to help individuals who sit 8 hours or more. The stated goal of the authors was to find the least amount of walking that someone could do to offset the harmful effects of sitting. The authors looked at individuals who were sitting for extended time periods, 8 hours, and divided them into 4 groups, each with a different walking routine. And the routines included a 1-minute light walk every 60 minutes, a 5-minute walk every 60 minutes, or a 1-minute walk every 30 minutes, or a 5-minute walk every 30 minutes. The results were remarkable. The group that did a 5-minute walk every half hour showed substantial improvement in blood pressure and sugar levels. In fact, this group experienced a 60% reduction in blood sugar spikes after a meal, a reduction in blood pressure by 4 to 5 points compared to those people who sat all day. Notably, even shorter and less frequent walks, like a minute light walk every hour, reduced blood pressure by 5 points. And there were positive mental health effects from walking breaks. People who took a 5-minute walk every half hour had a significantly improved mood, increased energy levels, and reduced feelings of fatigue. And this was found to be true even for those who did walks just once an hour. So this is great news. Taking a light walk, 5 minutes, just every half hour has the potential to improve physical and mental health and really counteract the harmful effects of prolonged sitting. So the next time you find yourself sitting for extended time periods, take a quick walk, set a timer, give your body and brain the boost they deserve. That's how to battle sitting. Thanks for watching. If you want to watch more interesting videos, click on these, including narcissistic personality disorder or these interesting shorts on a variety of topics. And please don't forget to hit subscribe.